Charles Burnett is constantly playing with the idea and the portrayal of family in his films. They come in different shapes and sizes, but they are real, not only in how they are portrayed, but also in the problems they face, and the respective solutions they come to, or lack thereof. He takes the modern African-American family, not portrayed as a stereotype or an exaggeration of someone evil or someone subservient. He portrays real families, real complex problems, and shows them in an unbiased manner because there are reasons for any action. To Sleep with Anger shows us a large family at odds with each other. Susie and Gideon are parents to two boys, both working, both married, both with kids. The main difference between Babe Brother and Junior is Junior visits his parents and sees the value in family similarly to Gideon, while Babe Brother and his wife work constantly, neglecting parenting duties, often leaving their son with Gideon. Junior was raised with a heavier hand, while Babe Brother felt ignored, being placed in a world where he has to work so hard for so little. He wants to make money fast, and while his methods are questionable, his motive is to help and support his family that he loves. These morals are tested after he's grasped by Harry, a very clear warning to Babe Brother of what will become of him and his relationship with his family if he continues down the path he thinks is easy. The conflict between these men is understandable, and Burnett shows us what happens when a family that cares for each other doesn't communicate. They stew in their resentment for each other without addressing why they resent their actions. So when Gideon falls into a coma, asleep with anger, it's a grave warning. The state of the family if Gideon died, and the words they would be left with. Gideon waking up is a second chance that his sons take to communicate and see eye to eye. Meanwhile, My Brother's Wedding shows a similar family, as if we're seeing the one from Anger earlier in their lives. Hardworking parents and two sons. Pierce has a close connection with his parents, working at their family laundromat and sleeping in their house, but he's treated with more scorn and disrespect than his older brother, as he went to school for hardworking, low-paying jobs, while Wendell has a respectful job, their mother noting in admiration that Pierce should get a secretary like his brother has, and is about to be wed to a rich, successful woman. Pierce dislikes the class his brother and his fiancée live in, and the value his parents put in said class, comparing and wishing for Pierce to be like his brother. Pierce doesn't feel the same value in family. Pierce has his loyalty to his family, but it's one out of obligation for what they feel is owed, as opposed to one out of love. Pierce's familial bonds lie much stronger with Soldier, his friend released from prison, and while the relationship isn't one that is pure, it's one that makes Pierce happy. Found family is just as valuable as blood family can be. Pierce spends his time finding a job for Soldier, watching his back, romantically and physically. He thinks very highly of his friend, but he doesn't realize this, being torn between the bonds he feels obliged to help, and the bonds he wants to strengthen, to the point where in the end, he helps neither of them. He abandons the wedding and likely throws it into chaos, having changed his mind about supporting his blood family. But in his indecision, he completely misses his friend's funeral. Blood isn't necessarily thicker than water. You can pick who stays in your life. But hum and haw, and life will pick for you, and life is none too kind for hummers and hawers. Killer of Sheep depicts a similar problem. It's a small, young family that Stan works tirelessly for. He works long days at a job he hates and has constant trouble sleeping. He can't find motivation to look for a better job or spend quality time with his wife and kids. Maybe at one point he did have love and passion for his family, or the things that he did, but that since is long past. He feels trapped. The means no longer seem to justify the ends for Stan. He's locked in, and even though he's tired of it, he's too tired to do anything about it. It's a hard circumstance to have a family in, with low-paying, crappy jobs. Stan's wife is miserable, unable to get the attention or affection she needs. Their kids are aware of the problem with their parents. The son plays in the way of the parenting happening, and Stan pushes them aside like they're an inconvenience. And the daughter, while comforting Stan, looks concerned at her sorrowful mother. They are aware, but they are unconcerned in their daily lives, making their own fun in an environment plagued by the problems of poverty. But they do not care. They're happy. Stan is not. Stan's tale is a fair warning that having a family is a lot of hard work. The job of a guardian is a never-ending, brutal task, and if you're not willing or unable to put in the work, it benefits no one. These people are complex. They are our siblings, our parents, our cousins. Their problems are small in scale, but common. We live these problems, if not through ourselves, then through our loved ones. They don't ask you to pick a side, just to observe and think, and maybe learn and grow from these familiar faces. To be communicative, to be understanding, to support and protect the ones that you love, your family.